You are into a life transforming experience as Pastor Prince Abah brings you God's Word with deep insight and power. God bless you.
Patriotism. There are principles for national transformation. There are values for national transformation, and one of those values is value for patriotism. Spirit of nationalism. And there are principles of patriotism. One of it is a principle of responsibility. Okay, let me pick the first principle. Is the principle of national identity. That means every Nigerian must start seeing himself as Nigeria. Where is Nigeria? Nigeria is not the physical location. Nigeria is not necessarily the physical geography. Nigeria is a person. They say now is the name of a person, animal, place, or thing, right? Nigeria is the name of a person. It's not just the name of a place. That's why when I'm asked, where are you from? I'm not in a hurry to tell them I'm from Ohoza or Uburu or whatever. I am first interested in that national identity. I'm a Nigerian. So you have what you call national identity card. It's not local government identity card, you know. You have all of that, I know, but you're first a Nigerian. And that's why it's difficult to take responsibility for the nation, because we have this problem of sectionalism. We have this problem of tribalism, ethnicity. I am a Ijaw, so what I do must revolve around the Ijaw people only. The Niger Deltans fighting for what is the Niger Deltans. The Igbos, Biafran, fighting for what is the Biafrans. Fulani headsmen fighting for what is theirs. Every geopolitical zone in Nigeria has been able to produce at least one terrorist group, one form of terrorism or the other. Go and check. The Northeast. Why? We don't have this national identity spirit. We don't see ourselves as one indivisible nation. So you can't be patriotic when you don't see that. What is patriotism? Love for one's nation. Love for one's country. Is passion for one's nation. The willingness for one to lay his life on the ground, lay his life on the altar to see his nation liberated and free from vices. That is patriotism. And let me tell you, if you think this thing is going to be done by your government, you're wasting your time. Abraham Lincoln actually posited one of the best definitions of democracy. That's what we practice in Nigeria anyway, to an extent, in principle. We have not started seeing the full-fledged practice of democracy yet. If you go to nations like the US, you know what democracy really is. He said, democracy is what? The government of what? The people, for the people, and by the people. You see, people. It has nothing to do with a few set of persons conscripted into power. No. Government is not the people in government house. Government is the people who put them there. I don't know if you're hearing what I'm saying. Because they wouldn't have been there without the people. So, governance starts with the people. Of course, where do the governors come from? Where do the senators come from? Before that guy in your constituency became a House of Reps member, who was he? Before the senator became a senator, who was he? He was just a citizen like you. So where did they come from? Where did the governor come from? Where did the House of Assembly guy come from? From within the people. So if the people go wrong, governance go wrong. Because you choose your leaders from the people, not from heaven. They don't fall from skyscrapers. That's why we are teaching this thing now. If somebody here gets this thing right, maybe you'll get this patriotism thing we are talking about. It's not a big issue. The moment you get into governance, nobody needs to teach you how to die for your nation. The moment you get into authority, nobody needs to teach you that bad roads in a nation is an anomaly. Nobody needs to teach you that. Because you are patriotic. You are first a patriotic citizen before a patriotic governor. You are first a patriotic citizen before a patriotic senator. This is when we have leaders who nothing touch their heart. It's not what we're talking about. That's why we're trying to raise a new crop of people. A new generation of men and women who, irrespective of political positions, okay, maybe it's good I let you know this, that there are two kinds of leadership. There are different kinds anyway. I can show you about 12 kinds of leadership now, but two major. There is positional leadership and there is dispositional, or what you call functional leadership. That is a kind of leadership where you don't need to occupy any political or elective position to lead. You call it dispositional leadership. That is the leadership the world is looking for now. That is the leadership the world has predicted is just 2%. Actually, what is scarce is leadership. Dispositional leadership is just 2%. All over the world, you find just 2% of people who are real leaders. There are many politicians, but few leaders. I'm a politician does not make you a leader, my friend. Who is a leader? A leader is a ladder that can help people climb. So a leader, you call it leadership. What is leadership? Lead the sheep. That's leadership. Lead the sheep. So the sheep, there are people. Can't you see if you read the scriptures? Every time God is describing people, He uses the word sheep. He calls Israel my sheep. One time Jesus said, He had compassion on the people. Why? Because they were like sheep without shepherd. The leader is a shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. When you see a nation struggling with wants and needs, check what is going on with the leadership. Check what is going on with the shepherds. The job of the shepherd is to provide green pasture. And you see, Nigeria is a prophetic nation. Check the color of the flag of Nigeria. You see two colors, important colors. One is green. What does the color green stand for? It stands for fertility. The color green stands for pasture. You can never find sheep grazing in dried grasses. They go to where the shepherd always look for where, the green or the leaves are green, so they can graze and grow fat. So you see that color green, it stands for fertility. It stands for productivity. The color green there is pasture. Stands for supply, abundance. Then the color white, peace. That color white there stands for peace. It stands for unity. Go and look at the national anthem of Nigeria. Powerful. Look at the pledge. Powerful. But now you see this issue of peace. Do we have it in Nigeria? To what extent are we living in peace? Okay, see the issue of fertility, the issue of abundance, productivity. We have a lot of wealth in this nation. How equitably is this wealth distributed? Majority of the citizens of Nigeria are living below per capita income. Below $1. What does he go to tell you? So somebody has got to be angry. These things are not meant to be. It's time. That's why we put this meeting on. Because the men who would turn, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. God wants nations to look like heaven before He comes. He said, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all nations of the world as a witness. Then the end shall come. That means you and I have to witness heaven on earth before heaven comes. Okay, heaven does not have power failure. You think there's power failure in heaven? There's enough power. Electricity. Have you ever heard of a blackout in heaven? God wants Nigeria to look like that. No power failure. There is electricity. Okay. God in heaven, there is no scarcity. Have you heard angels complaining? Okay, let me show you how rich God is. He's the president of heaven. See how just he is. See how fair he is. Look at oxygen. See the air you breathe. How much have you paid? What tax do you pay? Do you know the only tax heaven collects from you is your tithe? Tithe, 1/10 is tax. Tithe is actually tax. Okay, maybe your seeds and your offerings and all of that. But now check, see air. How much do you pay for air? How much do you pay to breathe? Do you know there's somebody who is in charge of supplying you those amenities? They are social amenities. You don't know that. Do you know they are social amenities? How did you manufacture air? There must be somebody responsible for that. There's a government responsible for it. It's not this one fuel is 145. Tomorrow it may go to 170 or go to 180. That's not what we're talking about. Check it. See. We have never had an announcement from heaven. Imagine God waking up in the morning and the people of Nigeria, we need to announce something. You know, we're having some economic issues in heaven right now. We found out recently that China is increasing in population. They have about 1 billion plus people now. They are blowing in population and air is becoming scarce, you know. So we are thinking we are going to shut down provision of air for Nigeria at least for 2 months. Let's supply to China. These guys are just growing anyhow. We are doing rationing, you know. Let's ration this stuff. 7.2 billion people all over the world. Yet air is not scarce. That man must be a good administrator. Okay, check Genesis chapter 1. You will see how God built systems. Oh, I wish I had the time to talk to you about system development in this meeting. It's big and we can't finish everything. But we'll have more of these things coming again. Systems. When you read the creation story, what do you see? You just see a God who came out like Merlin and was calling for things. No. He didn't do magic. You think he was just calling for things? Light appear. No. Sun appear. Remember in the book of Genesis chapter 1, the Bible said that God saw the world, it was formless. In the beginning, God created. Mark the word created. That means it was deliberate. You don't create by magic. You don't use magic to create. You create with the mind. That's why one of the laws for national transformation is vision. It's what you call national vision. Okay, there are two kinds of vision. There must be a national vision. Then there must be personal vision. The national vision is what should create individual visions. I will talk to you about that maybe in the evening. You know, the law of vision and all of that. Okay, see, he created the heavens and the earth. And the Bible said that the earth was what? Without form. It was empty. And darkness was on the face of the deep. Then God said, let there be light. Okay, now you see another law of national transformation, confession. He talked about confession. Maybe you didn't get that. You must learn to speak the right things into this country. Yeah, Nigeria is corrupt. It's true. We know. But we must start, one, seeing a nation free from corruption. And we must start saying the right thing. That was what Dora was trying to do. Dora was trying to rebrand Nigeria through confession. Good people, great nation. Was Nigeria truly good? Was Nigeria truly great? In principle. In practice, no. But she was saying it. They were putting it on jingle. When you see my friend, what is her name? Onyeka Onwenu. And the Timidakulos, and they are singing the great Nigerian songs and all of that. The Ozokparas and the rest of them. What do you think they are doing? They are trying to create an image, a new image for Nigeria. They are trying to create a new picture by the spoken words. They say Nigeria is a place full of crime and terrorism. No, Nigeria is a place for peace. Nigeria is a place full of peace. Nigeria is a place where there's no war. You must keep saying it. Nigeria is a place full of harmony. Nigeria is a place with people who love themselves. Which one is easier to say, that Nigeria is jaga jaga and scatter scatter, or that Nigeria is peaceful? Which one is easy? Peaceful. Peaceful. We start saying it. We keep saying it. Before you notice it, what we say become our reality. Before you notice it, what we are saying becomes our evident life. So you see confession, and God said, this is a world that was dark, but God had to say something positive. So that also means that God was a president of a poor nation before. Yes, yes. If you want to know the story of third world nation, go and study God's own nation. God's nation was one time a third world nation. They talked about darkness covering the face of the deep. What does that mean? God's nation was a dark continent. Now, Africa is called a dark continent. And you see in Genesis, the Bible said that the nation was full of darkness. Darkness covered the face of the deep. There was ignorance, my friend. Thank you, Ray. Ignorance. He couldn't do anything. That is why the first thing God called for. Some people say the first thing God created was sun. It was not sun. He said, let there be light. What does it mean? Let there be illumination. Let there be vision. Vision. Because I cannot do anything. That's why I tell the government most of the times when I speak, if you play with the power sector, you play with the vision of your nation. It's true. Light stands for vision. Any nation that toys with power is playing with vision. Can't play. That's why you see nations that have these values. Check how far they have gone. See power, light. Can't you see light is at the center of our development? Check. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you need light. Government also need light. Check them. You need light. You are a barber, you need light to barb. You are a hairdresser, you need your hairdressing machine to be powered by light. Everything is powered by light. Bible says my people perish for lack of knowledge. The knowledge is a cardinal driver for development. It's one of the cardinal, focal driver for development, for national transformation. So see nations that play with power. See how far their nations have gone. Like Nigeria. The guy who does shoe, the shoe cobbler, needs light to do the stuff. That's what we call enabling environment. When a nation provides power for her citizens, that nation has empowered her citizens to succeed. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. That's why it's called power. What is power? Energy, Abi? Ability to do work. That's what you call power. Is that right? Is that what it's called? Those of you who did physics, you know what it is. If there's no power, what can be done? So he called forth for vision. Vision. What is Nigeria going to look like in the next 10 years? We have not written it down. That's where the problem is. Nigeria, who knows the Nigeria's dream? We hear of the dream of America. The dream of the founding fathers of America. Where is the Nigerian dream? Where is the Nigerian goal? We've had all kinds of vision 2020 and all of that. How sustainable were those visions? One administration come after another, and policies, visions, and programs are abandoned. There's no sustainability in the polity. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So if we're going to excel as a nation, you see this issue of national vision. God called forth for light. He said, let there be light. He was not calling forth for sun. He was creating systems. If you look at the creation story, you find certain things there. One of the things you find is goal setting. One of the things you find there is quality management programming. God was a quality management consultant. He was building systems for how a nation should function. You see the law of division also there. When he divided the day from the night. Do you see that? He was creating, that was system. Organizational building. That's what he was doing. So when our nation begin to get it right here, we can get it right. And this thing actually starts with you and me. As an individual, what is your vision? Do you know the greatness of America is the accumulation of the greatness of the people? The accumulation of, visions, individual visions. You hear of the McDonald's. You hear of the Buffett, the Warren Buffett. You hear of the Bill Gates. With visions. But of course, the nation must provide the enabling environment. There are basic things nations cannot play with. Power. There is another basic thing a nation cannot play with. Education. Once people have been empowered, they can become anything they want. You don't need to give them jobs. Just create the right academic environment, create the right schools with the right curricular content. Put the right disciplines. Let our curriculum reflect value system. Let it reflect ethics. Let our curriculum carry things like wealth creation. That you're studying banking and finance doesn't mean they're teaching you how to create wealth. They're teaching you how to manage the wealth of people who didn't. The Dangotes and the Adenugas and all that. That's the mistake. You see people who didn't go to school, they are richer than you who went to school. Why? There's another curriculum they fed on. Informal education. Formal education is 20%. But we need to add the 80% now to the formal. If I own a school, my school is going to run both. It's going to run both the formal thing and the informal thing. So in my school, we'll teach you how to dress. Yes. In my school, we'll teach you relationship. They don't teach you relationship in school. So you graduate 4 to 5 years, no meaningful relationship. I did a book titled 21 Things You Must Do Before You Graduate. And none of them were taught in your class. They don't teach you how to dress. They don't teach you public relations. It's not the one they teach you because you're doing mass communication. That's not. They don't teach you practical social skills. That's what we're talking about. Social skills. When you meet important people, how do you relate with them? They don't teach you mentorship. They don't teach you leadership. That you read political science doesn't mean you'll be a leader. They don't teach you leadership. That's why you see Harvard seems to be doing better. It's still the world's best university. Is that right? Is Harvard still the world's for how many years now? But that school is over 300 years old as an institution. But check what principles built Harvard. Bible-based principles. Everything you study in Harvard, management, leadership, everything you study in Harvard are all scriptural-based principles. All. They teach you time. The most little things, they teach you integrity. At the time in Harvard, it was an anomaly for a lady to be seen with a guy at odd hours. Or to be seen with a guy in funny places. No, there was that strict discipline. There was that strict discipline. That was what Oyedepo built when he started Covenant University. I don't know if they are still doing all of that now. They came with these standards. You can't do certain things on that campus. They increase the level of education is so high, but they also increase the level of values. Because any education that is not educating values, that is not rectifying values, is not education. Education must be an all-round affair. It must touch intellectualism. It must touch value. It must touch skills. It must touch competence. It must touch relationship. That is why you call it university. University is universality. University is going to school to become universal. That's what university is. You went to school not just to be schooled. You went to school to be universal. To be educated. Education is all round. It's not one-sided. Even if you read crop science in school, know something about relating with relationship. Know something about wealth creation. Read your crop science, graduate, buy a land and cultivate it. Become another otter farm. But this cannot be, that's why we have a lot of people with dependency mentality. You can't create wealth. They think their life and their destiny resides in the hands of somebody. No passion. Do you know passion should be a curriculum on its own? Vision and passion. You see things like that. Leadership. Organizational building. They should teach you organizational building. Shouldn't be teaching you how others have built their own and how others got their own started. They should teach you how you can also start your own. They shouldn't be talking to you about companies abroad that have nothing to do with what you are doing here. They should teach you how you can create your own empires. Teach you laws for starting your own business. Teach you the principles for building organizations. They should also teach you attitude and character in school. What is character? What is attitude? Stamina. That you failed once doesn't mean you are a failure. That you fell on the ground doesn't mean you are a failure. Do you know what teaching is? Do you know that the teaching profession is so important that of every other profession, God classified it in the fivefold ministry? I didn't see the ministry of a lawyer in the fivefold ministry. I saw the ministry of the apostle, the prophet, the evangelist, the pastor. I saw the teacher. In fact, they put the teacher before the pastor. I saw that teacher. You know who a teacher is? A father. Somebody was saying here yesterday, he said we need to overhaul our educational system. There should be retraining for the educators and also retraining for the students. There are a lot of teachers who don't know what teaching is. As a teacher, you are the custodian of the destinies of people. You are a mentor. A teacher is a mentor. A teacher is a role model. A teacher is a pace setter. That means when a student comes to your class, I usually ask, who taught the Nelson Mandelas? Who taught the Martin Luther Kings? Who taught them? You see what one useless teacher was doing to Albert Easton? When he comes to class and he's sleeping, he said, you are a low dog, get out. Failure. You're a slow learner. You don't know anything. What Albert Easton's mother finally did is what the teacher should have been doing. You know why your parents sent you to school? Because there are areas where they are deficient in your training. Your teachers are powerful. What your parents do with you at home is what you call basic education. They teach you maybe how to wear your clothes. They teach you how to brush your teeth. They can teach you simple morals. But when they send you to school, your teacher should take it beyond. So when a student comes to class, this guy can't pass this course. Very simple. What could be his problem? If you have a teacher who understands, I'm here, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I am a role model, I'm a mentor, there is no dull child anywhere. There's no stupid child anywhere. What you have are teachers who miss their callings. I don't know if you're hearing what I'm saying. What you have are teachers who miss direction. Teachers who don't understand their purpose. Teachers who don't know what teaching is all about. That's why we need to get these teachers back to basics and begin to reorientate them. They need to know what the teaching profession is all about. Hey, child does bad in class. Hey, come, Junior. Recently you've been performing so poorly, but you seem to be a smart kid. Can you talk to me? What is your problem? Maybe the guy is suffering from low self-esteem. Maybe he's suffering from insecurity. Maybe he's suffering from bullying. Maybe he's suffering from rejection. One of the wounds in families is the wound of rejection. I have seen a lot of young ladies who come to me, young guys, they come to me, they tell me things they suffered at home, what their fathers did to them. Some were abused, what their mothers did to them. Some came from broken homes, they were divorced. Some grew up not knowing who their father is. All they heard is your father is remarried to another woman. They are living in Abuja. But the woman is living in Lagos trying to help this girl grow. So the girl grows up not knowing what fatherhood is. The guy grows up carrying wounds. He doesn't know what fatherhood is all about. And he moves like that into the macro society. There is a sickness and a hole in his soul. If a teacher does not have the third eyes to see beyond the mathematics and the English and study this boy, come talk to me. What have been your life experiences? What is it? Tell me, how did you grow? If you are sincere enough, those guys will open up. I found that I've heard people open up dangerous things they cannot disclose to any other person. They open it up because they see, hey, the guy is sincere. He's truly interested. He opens up. She opens up. And you will find that's why I'm not quick to concluding people. Every behavior is caused by something. Check it. There's what you call the principle of omission and commission. Check it. Nothing just happens. There is a principle somewhere. It's either a commission against a principle or an omission of a principle that is responsible for every attitude you see in society. That guy who is carrying gun, there's something responsible. Go and check. I deal with a lot of cultists most of the times. I see them, I'm like, why are you carrying all these guns? You don't need it. Why are you trying to belong? You know why? The parents did not create a belonging culture at home. They didn't create a culture that helps them belong. So they didn't see relationship between father and children. They didn't see relationship between siblings. So now they're in school. There is that quest in man to relate. Whether you know it, even melancholies want to relate. Even people who are, what do you call them? Melancholies, these guys who want to live in isolation. My temperament is I like to be, I'm not an extrovert, I'm an introvert. Check them. They always want people around them too. They may not be able to talk so much, but check. They can't even survive without people. So you see that guy who wants to join a group, a gang. What is he looking for? I want to express something inside of me. I want to find a company where I can also belong. So teachers conclude them. Teachers call them all kinds of things. Study these guys first. So see nations that have built quality educational framework, then they put power in place, then they put basic amenities. You see things like roads, they call them basic amenities. It's not clapping for one politician because he built you a road. That's what we're talking about. That's what Nigerians have become. Poverty of the mind is one of our biggest bane. Somebody builds a road and you're clapping for him and singing all kinds of songs. No, there is room for gratitude. Thank you for using our money judiciously anyways. But when you make it as though the guy is doing you a favor, any day he decides not to build the road, you won't say anything. That's what they call statutory roles of government. What is statutory roles? These are their basic roles. That's why they're in office. So things like roles are your right. You need them. You must have them. You should have them. Good roles. And all of that. When you have some of these basic things, come on, you should fly. You should fly. Okay, let's get back and tidy up this issue he was addressing on patriotism. See things like selflessness. You don't need to be elected into office to start doing something from where you are. Some people, when I become a governor, I'm going to tear down all this nonsense and build this and build that. No, my friend, you don't need all of that. From the immediate compound where you're living, how do you behave? In your relationship with people, how do you behave? The guy who is stealing money in the government purse now must have stolen pen in school. He's a governor now. He just has a bigger opportunity to steal bigger. It's the same thing. From that immediate location where you are. And when I become a governor, I'm going to go and I'll go read everything in leadership and make sure I turn Nigeria around. From this little position where you are now, how do you take personal development? Hear this. Success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Some people want to get into governance before they get prepared. But you don't get prepared while in government. In government, you should show the quality of your preparation before you entered. Can't you see the mistake now? Thank God I'm talking to a lot of young people. EBSU has never produced an SCG president. This Ebonyi State University, we have not had one. Sorry to say it. Past and present, I'm here to see. Go and check them. You'll find them in beer parlors often. I've walked into play, I have seen them. Go to most, your student union governments. Go and check them. Check a number of them. The moment they get into power, ask them, what is your vision for the students of this university? They can't say a word. They can't say one word. Go and ask. Not one word. The highest thing they have ever done and will ever do is to take you to Obudu Cattle Ranch. But you see that platform they have, SUG, Student Union Government, it should be a platform to display preparation. That means even from first year, before you get into SUG, third year, fourth year, you should have prepared, read enough books on leadership, in leadership. Even while you're in secondary school, our students should be prepared for quality leadership. Secondary school. Basic leadership. Leadership principles. Vision is one. Teach them integrity. Teach them wisdom. value for personal development, all of that. It should start early enough. The moment this guy is due for SG presidency, you will see a leader. You don't need to be told this one is heading for governorship soon. You don't need to be told this one is going to become a senator soon. But they go there and mess up themselves. Then they leave school after 1 year or after 4 years. They leave school and they are running into government quickly, looking for guys, politicians to go and carry small guns for, or help distribute rice. And after campaign and they win election, they give them one coordinator, they give them one liaison officer, or they give them one essay, and they are the ones causing mess in society. When you meet a leader, you know. Leadership is not position, it's an expression. Expression of substance. That's leadership. Don't need to feel a position. When we left school, some of my mates thought I was making a mistake. It's of you to come to this camp. Let's follow this politician. What am I following politician for? Which politician did Miles Moron follow? Yet he was a consultant to government houses. That's what I'm looking out for. You can't give him a political position. You're trying to insult him. Which position? Which position? Which position did they give Mike Murdoch? Go and sit down and build yourself. Develop yourself. The moment you become a substance, they will look for you. When a Pharaoh sees a Joseph with a solution, he does not bargain. See Joseph now, from prison to palace. How? He carries solution for an entire nation. Just carry it. That's what I'm doing. Sit down. What is the problem of Nigeria? We have a lot of pharaohs. We have pharaoh there means leaders. We have a lot of leaders who need Josephs. They can't do this thing. If they find one guy has the interpretation to their dream. Okay, we're going to stop it here. I was just trying to do a summary on what he did, so we'll stop it here. But get those principles. You see development, personal, that's patriotism. You must build yourself. You're not building yourself because you want to eat food, you want to buy clothes, you want to wear good shoes, you want to drive a good... No, you're developing. That's what I'm doing. I'm studying Nigeria's problem. Then it makes me go into my closet. I'm looking for materials. I'm solving the internet. To do what? Find out the solutions to this problem. How do we solve this thing? And listen, you cannot but become wealthy if you take steps for your nation. If you take a stand for your country, no, you cannot be obscure. Today we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. for taking a stand for a nation. He was not a politician. He took a stand. You don't know what taking a stand for your nation will do for you, my friend. So when you see the needs in society, it drives you back into your closet. You are reading, you are developing, you are attending seminars, attending conferences like this. Why? You want to know what it will take to solve this problem. That's patriotism. Then you speak the right things concerning your nation. You are talking the right thing. You're not telling people Nigeria is a messed up nation. Go to the embassy and see our guys struggling for visa. Go to the airport and see. It's a testimony in churches nowadays. You'll get US visa. You come to church, pick up the mic. Brethren, children of God, Umu Chineke, the Lord. I say, that one is for me. That one is not for my God. I say, praise. Wait till you finish. You think the testimony is ready. You say, oh, make one your son. Band, help me. Oh, me who could you have make one your son? Oh, me. Then the testimony goes like this. Brethren, for 7 years, I've applied for America. Which America? Togo visa. I've applied for American visa. And they keep doing me yahoo. My agents have failed me. And the devil waged war. And prophecies had already gone before now that I would be in America. I will leave Nigeria to America. You know when people come and say, I see 3 people, you are getting visa to America. I say, that's not prophecy. What is that? You say, it's prophecy. They come to your house and tell you, I see you here. You are Mr. John Okeke. In the next 1 year, you're going to be Mr. John Okafor. I see God moving from this family. You're going to be in Buhari's family. That's what we do with our nation. So we come and give testimony. I see you leaving Nigeria. You're going to be in America. Hey, if I go to America, it's just to visit. Just to go and maybe check what is in this nation that we need to study and develop our own. If you don't know, Nigeria is coming back to life. Nigeria is going to be the most desirable nation in Africa and the world over. 20 years from now, watch it. Watch it. It's coming soon. There's a generational shift. So they give the testimony. I want to thank the Lord. I went for American visa. The white woman brought out her specs when she was interviewing me at the embassy. She asked me technical question, but the Holy Ghost was speaking through me. Angels were on assignment. They were speaking through me. And brethren, I have just been given 6 months visa to America. God has done it again. And the church shout and praise God. And the question I ask is, how many Americans have given testimonies in their church that they got Nigerian visa? You see our mindset. That mentality must die. We must become patriotic. You must have courage enough to look at that white man in his face. Tell him, my friend, it's not your color that makes us different. It's what is upstairs. If you don't know, you're as intelligent or even more intelligent. You're more energetic. There's something in the black guy that the white guy is afraid of. There's something in the African continent, in the African soil. There's something in the Nigerian soil that makes this guy gravitate here. They come, and they don't come here for pleasure. They come here for business. They come and study, man, see natural wealth here. They don't have these things. Do you know in Florida, what is his name? Walt Disney built an artificial mountain, artificial park. Where we have natural parks here. I traveled one time to a place called Kontagora. We're driving out, Abuja. We're driving out. I had to stop. We came down to see those waterfalls. Natural aesthetics. They come here and they come with their cameras. Have you not seen them behaving like mumus? Those white guys, they carry their cameras. Oh, I like that. Oh my God. Oh, baby, did you see that? Check them. They snap. He said, my goodness. It's beautiful. They go to Mount Kilimanjaro. They don't have those things there. If you go to America, what you see, artificially created life. Here we have it natural. See our forestry. Natural. You think you find some of this forestry you see here abroad? Do you know some of the foreign furniture you buy? They took the timber from here. They take it there, they just go and polish it, use improved mechanism and polish it, make it look fine. You buy it and you're saying the cabinet in my office is from Turkey, from Dubai, from Germany, but they took them here. Okay, God bless you.
We believe you've been transformed by the wonders of God's Word. For additional information about us, you can visit our website at www.princetonhills.org. You can also send us a mail at info@princetonhills.org or call
070-331-66762 or 081-31-555-747.
Princeton Hills Ministries, raising global leaders.